imagine with me, for a few chaotic moments, that Bob Ross, the gentle, charismatic artist, and Gordon Ramsay, the British chef with anger issues, switched professions. On the one hand, we have Bob Ross saying, yes, the chicken is the consistency of charcoal, but that's just a happy little accident. And then we have Gordon Ramsay. You call it a tree, you idiot. You are an accident. Today, we're going to look at the wonderful world of food through the angelic eyes of Bob Ross, while applying logical thinking. The goal is to be really creative when looking at the bright side of things, and we're going to apply this concept to three main points. My first point is ignorance is bliss, and when it isn't, logic is bliss. My second point is on how Americans have impacted food in other cultures, and my third point is me. A little insight into my personal relationship with food. Ignorance is bliss. The best example is from my favorite book. A guy goes out to dinner with a fancy woman. At an exotic restaurant, she orders him sorbet Frugia. Sounds delicious, right? When his food comes, he eats it heartily. And then asks for the translation of it. To his despair, it means grilled calf's brains in butter. Upon hearing that, he promptly vomits all over her. Now, he enjoyed that food until he actually figured out what it was. The knowledge hurt him more than the thing he was eating. And this leads me to real world examples, like Panda Express, hot dogs, and gummy bears. My dad's favorite candy. Made from artificial flavoring and gelatin, which is an animal protein obtained by boiling, well, I've opted not to go into the gory details on that one. Let's just say that ignorance is bliss when enjoying those sweet little morsels of delight. Right now, through logic, I'm going to show you how something normally viewed as unhealthy is actually healthy. Take your typical American hot dog roast. We have French fries, potatoes, there's our vegetable. We have the buns that could last for a month in our cupboard just fine. They strengthen up our immune system. Super important in fighting COVID-19. We have the hot dog itself. We all know hot dogs are nasty, mechanically separated, leftover mystery meats. Yet we still eat them. We're like, oh, I'll burn the nasty off in the campfire. But hot dogs are saved by the accompanying fruit of the meal, ketchup. That's right, the antioxidants in that tomato smoothie are enough to cancel out any diseases you could contract. That, combined with the sugar in the marshmallows, make it extra hyperactive. Of course, we can't leave out Hershey's chocolate. Chocolate comes from a cocoa tree. Trees are plants. What do plants make? Salad. What you thought was a dirt dessert is actually a salad in wolf's clothing. So what we have here is a fun, quick, easy, healthy dinner for our entire family. And that, my friends, is logically solving something by being creative when looking at the bright side of things. We can solve just about anything through logic like this. The one food I really wish we could save, only to be discovered that it's too far gone, is Oreos. I was recently informed that Oreos are made from so many genetically altered, artificially flavored foods that in the UK, they're not considered food anymore. But despite the consequences, they are totally worth it. On the grounds of genetically altered, artificially flavored foods that are totally worth it, I recently had Panda Express for the first time. And oh my goodness, my taste buds were assaulted in the best possible way by the sheer magnificence of horse chicken. I started raving about it to my mom, and she said, "That's great, sweetie. I'm really glad you enjoyed that. But do you know what MSG is and how much of it is and things like that?" I didn't. So she proceeded to inform me of MSG and how it chemically alters your taste buds to make the food you're currently eating taste better. I experienced only 5 seconds of a reality check going, how is this FDA approved? Before completely disregarding that information and begging her to go to Panda Express. When creatively looking at the bright side of things, we often have to weigh benefits with consequences, like eating MSG or experiencing another culture's food. I think the benefits clearly outweigh that consequence. I always thought Americans stole food ideas from other countries. It turns out we actually improved and impacted them. My uncle recently traveled to China for himself, and as he was telling me of his many experiences, the first world problem stereotype shone through. He journeyed to China, was immersed in the culture, and then comes home and tells me, I heard an expression. Especially the Americans are known for the Chinese. You should create Chinese food. I've never been to China, but I see the legacy of America's gift lived out in Panda Express. Apparently, Panda Express knows the crucial difference between a tasteful amount of MSG and way overboard MSG. So according to my uncle, the Americans fixed Chinese food. What other cultures did we have a positive impact on? This next one may surprise you. The Americans fixed the most relied upon, delicious food in the history of all mankind. Pizza. I have an inside source on this. My cousins from Italy who rely on pizza once a week. When they were visiting, I asked about their pizza conditions. And shockingly, they said pizza's better here in America than in Italy. Because Italians put healthy things on their pizza. Like herbs and greens. Less sausage and cheese than us. Who knew when creatively looking at the bright side of things, it could come down to something as simple as sausage and cheese. I have no problem with America's modifications. The only thing healthy that should go on pizza is pineapple. If you disagree with me, unfortunately now isn't the best time to get in a respectful argument with you about it. I just have to accept from up here that you're wrong. My family is blessed to have plenty of food. I still feel like there's nothing to eat. Most girls have a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear. I have a fridge full of food and nothing to eat. I personally can get a little hangry, and I never get as offended as I do when my brothers eat something that I mentally claimed or hid in the fridge. The best feeling is finding something delicious that you hid in the fridge untouched. The worst feeling is finding it moldy a week later because you hid it too well. It's not a happy little accident. So when I tell you all this about myself, it may not surprise you here that I am not shy about eating the contents on others' plates. A lot of people I know are grossed out by eating after someone, but if you are an indecisive person that lives in a family of 10, you want to try that milkshake your brother got that you chose a different one over. I fully acknowledge he hasn't brushed his teeth in over a week. But do the benefits outweigh the costs? I mean, milkshake versus poor hygiene. I would definitely choose a milkshake. My creative bright side to having 6 brothers is getting to sample a lot of milkshakes. When viewing food, we must always strive to look at it through the cheerful, angelic, creative eyes of Bob Ross. There's always a bright side. If tomorrow you see on breaking news that Gordon Ramsay participated in a hot dog roast, you now know he was actually partaking in a healthy gourmet meal. Food is a gift from God. He didn't have to give us the wonderful variety that we enjoy today, but he did. He didn't have to make it so entertaining to watch Gordon Ramsay yell at some poor guy, but he did. Pay it forward and lend a helping hand in the cleanup after dinner. And by that, I mean don't be shy about eating off of others' plates. But always strive to be thankful, logical, and creative when looking at the bright side of things. Thank you. All right, my time is 9 minutes and 45 seconds. Unfortunately, I can't shake your hands this season, but thank you so much for coming out to judge me. I really